Hello, everybody. We are live. It's our last day in the Giant Bomb podcast studio. I'm so happy.
You almost freaked me out, and you probably freaked out people thinking you're going to say last show. Last show.
Our last show in this podcast studio. Next week, we're going to be back up in the old blue, we used to call it, I think.
Man.
But it's the Byte Extra Crunchy Podcast with your host, Mr. Brian Tong.
Thank you, Mr. Beecham. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's the Byte Extra Crunchy, Extra Munchy. This is episode 77.
That's my lucky number.
Today's a lucky number. We're rolling deep. We're also we're going to be back in the OG studio where we might try and take some live calls again.
Live calls.
That's kind of crazy.
I can't wait.
That's pretty cool. So the lower level in our CNET building in San Francisco has been our home. It's been basically a dungeon.
Hell.
And they've completely remodeled upstairs. And so that's why we've been here holding it down, but we will get back upstairs soon enough. But I know y'all don't really care about that. You're just like, can you guys just give me what I came for? Let's get to the show. Again, this is all about you all. We had tons of calls this week.
We did, man.
And we're going to show a lot of love to you all about them. But remember, be a part of the show. Call us at 1-800-616-2638. Leave us your name, where you're from, and just get to it. We actually had like a call that was like 2 minutes, and I wanted to play some, but it was just too long.
Decent call, just a little too long.
Decent call.
Yeah.
I think it was was it a buddy from Utah or something?
Something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. Just
They're all
making
gray
it up.
to me now.
Making it up. All right, let's get to the show, and we have plenty of stuff. We know that Apple dropped a whole bunch of new products today, which is Friday. We will get to that, but we'll get to some of the more pressing news, to specifically the iCloud hacks. Did you hear about this stuff?
I did. I haven't had a lot of time to read up on them, honestly.
So you want to listen to the show and catch
I'm
up?
here to learn.
This is a learning experience here
Yes.
today. So check this out. I love the name of this hacker group. They identified themselves as the Turkish crime family. They apparently are trying to extort Apple over alleged access to this huge cache of iCloud and other Apple email accounts.
Wow.
They are demanding $75,000 in Bitcoins or $100,000 in iTunes gift cards.
Are you kidding me? This sounds like a teenager, right?
The request specifically from one of the hackers that told Motherboard, and this is a quote, "I just want my money and thought this would be an interesting report that a lot of Apple customers would be interested in reading and hearing." Again, I just want my money. The hackers provided screenshots of the alleged emails between actually Apple's security team and themselves. I love Apple's position there. They basically said, okay, so there's an exchange between these hackers saying, hey, look, we have access to this information. They even did a video on YouTube of them allegedly logging into some of the stolen accounts and accessing a woman's iCloud account, showing off backed up photos and the ability to wipe them out. Now, their threat is that they're saying we're going to completely wipe out these roughly 300 million accounts if you don't pay us.
They're going to delete them.
Delete all the information in the accounts.
That's like almost a form of terrorism.
It's cyber terrorism.
Yeah.
Except they only want $100,000 in gift cards. iTunes gift cards.
So they could go buy music. What?
You can't even. Okay, what? Okay, fine. If you're a
They wanna
teenager,
buy
that's
movies.
a lot.
They
That's a
wanna
lot
rent
of
movies.
yeah. You buy one nice car?
This sounds so funny.
So here's the other thing. Other websites like ZDNet, our own sister site ZDNet, has verified that some of the emails that they showed some screenshots of do actually work and give you access to these accounts.
Really?
Yes. So the thinking, though, might be that the information that they have could also be, guess what? A lot of us have emails that we have passwords on the same accounts.
You think they could have been phishing for this information?
Yeah, they could have
somehow?
gone, this could be a Twitter account, it could be your Facebook
bot.
or YouTube, or you know what I'm saying? This could be your information that they hacked in other ways from other services and then said, oh, let's apply them to iCloud. And some of them may or may not work. We don't know exactly, but again, there's ways that you all can protect yourself. Really, the most simple way to kind of do this is whatever password they have, if you want to, just change your password, add another digit, if your password is blank, 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 blank number, just add another number on it, the same number.
Or an apostrophe mark.
Just something.
If they allow it. But what was I was just going to ask a question. Never mind. Keep going.
Okay, you need to stop me from talking in the future so you can answer.
I'm thinking and
question.
pressing buttons at the same time.
I know it's Friday too, bro.
It's Friday.
It's Friday, bro. So we won't. Again, the thinking is that they'll do something on April 7th if they don't get to it. You can change your password. Also, Apple's iCloud service offers two-factor authentication.
That was my question. Is there two-factor verification?
Yes,
that's what I was going to ask.
is.
Thanks for answering my question, Brian.
Hey, just keep on listening to the show. This is a learning experience. There we
go.
So you can activate that. I know a lot of us, myself included, it can be
annoying,
stupid and annoying. But maybe for the meantime, just flip it on, deal with it for now. Wait it out at least until April the 7th or a month or so. Maybe you might just be like, you know what? I'm okay with two-factor authentication, but it is in your iCloud settings. You can go to the website to get that all set up, okay? So that's one way to look out for yourself. Now, we also have a follow-up. Not sure if you all remembered about the WikiLeaks leak, how they had, might be a week or 2 weeks from now, where they said that they acquired information of how, the FBI was tapping into your devices.
And then they published how the CIA and other
CIA. Why did I say FBI? I meant CIA.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
They published how they were able to get into these phones and stuff.
Exactly.
Right?
So this is, I said CIA. I mean, I said FBI because there's all this.
CIA,
it's all this.
MI6.
All this, communications to Russia stuff is in my head. Right? That's why. So this was a group of new documents that they released out, part of the ongoing Vault 7 leak. That's kind of the comprehensive group of documents that were focusing on this. They were released by WikiLeaks earlier this morning, codenamed Dark Matter. Again, this is the thing, though. Apple has their own official statement in response to what was released. Apple says this is their official statement. We have preliminarily assessed the WikiLeaks disclosures from this morning. Based on our initial analysis, the alleged iPhone vulnerability affected iPhone 3G only and was fixed in 2009 when the 3GS was released. Additionally, our preliminary assessment shows that the alleged Mac vulnerabilities were previously fixed in all Macs launched after 2013. They have not negotiated with WikiLeaks for any information. WikiLeaks also said they would work with manufacturers to give them this information to help them. Right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
they're trying to look like a good guy, but they're still a bad guy.
They have their own motivations against it. But ultimately, this also gives us light into the fact that this is really old stuff.
Yeah.
2013 for Macs, 2009 for an iPhone 3G vulnerability that was patched. So, yes, they do have this documentation. I'm hoping that most companies have patched most of their things, at least by now. But it's not something like, hey, this is a way to get into your phone from 2 months ago. Yeah, that's a different story.
It's like, this is how we were able to get in your phone 8 years ago.
And ultimately, it is still bad that they are, we know this, let's be honest, we know that government agencies are doing stuff like this all the time. Whether or not they're using it against us or other countries, we know that they're doing it.
Yeah.
Right? So
it's their job.
This is just verification that it's actually happening.
Totally.
And people are like, and what can you do, really? If you have a Samsung TV that's listening to your sounds at night because it's being used as a microphone, use another room, bro.
Yeah, turn it off. Unplug it.
Get off the grid. So that's what's going on in the world of Apple WikiLeaks and hacks.
Apple did the same thing like last week when they WikiLeaks released a bunch of CIA docs too, and they said, "Oh, this is old stuff." Or is this the same thing?
This is kind of more detailed,
updated
information specifically on some of the leaks. Like one of the leaks Apple leaks was called Night Skies.
Night Skies.
Dark.
It's like fancy names for all this stuff.
Oh, you just got to come up with cool stuff.
7 Vault.
Vault 7.
Vault 7. So
exactly.
Cool, man.
You've got to come up with pretty cool names, otherwise no one cares. So that is what is going on in that world at the moment. Let's talk about also, though, whoops, hold on, sorry. My documentation here is all over the place. We'll also talk about how to feel better after all this. What is the best way to feel better when you hear stories like this that might scare you?
Just eat something fun, like ice cream or...
I've got one word for you. Emojis!
Emojis!
New emojis. The Unicode Consortium posted what we believe to be the new emojis that will be coming most likely in the next release of iOS 11, okay? There's a bunch of them. Boy Genius Report actually posted pretty much the whole family. New emojis like starstruck, puking or throwing up. You can scroll down more, Beach. For people that are watching, there's like a vampire, there's a giraffe and zebra. There's all these new exotic animals. We had heard about them bringing some like these Asian
rifle.
foods. Yeah.
I thought they were gonna not do guns.
Well, where's the rifle?
It's at the bottom here.
Oh, you're right.
And has a scope on it.
Yowzers.
There's also like a Michael Phelps.
Is there?
Like a Michael Phelps in the swimming pool right here? Oh no, I'm sorry. That's water polo. My bad.
Dude, I just thought
of Michael Phelps.
You offended our entire water polo listening apple biter population.
Yeah, sorry guys.
That's very offensive. Like, I'm sorry for all the water poloists out there. I'm sorry.
You know, I am seeing tacos and a burrito, and that's good because some of my friends are complaining that like Mexicans weren't really, you know.
Well, they got a fortune cookie, a dumpling, and a takeout box because a takeout box represents traditional Chinese food.
Right.
It's like, but some of these were previewed a while ago, but this looks like these are going to be moving forward into the official kind of family of emojis, and we can see them in iOS 11.
I think there's too many emojis.
There's too many now, right?
Like you get bogged down in them.
I think they need to make my favorites, panel larger.
You have to put favorites.
The favorites needs to be larger now because like I hate it when my eggplant and peach are always on there.
I do the dude with the sunglasses a lot.
I do the crying laugh all the time like that.
Yeah.
That
one's used a lot.
I probably use it every day. All right, let's talk about a few cool patents. You might have heard of this one that was dropped this week. Apple is maybe dreaming up some crazy device, at least with their own family of products. We've seen this literally as far back as, good Lord, it might be even longer than 7 or 8 years. But anyways, Apple is looking at possibly creating some sort of a docking system that shows off your iPhone or iPad docking into a MacBook style dumb terminal. This is like,
that's kind of cool, actually.
It is cool. I would never buy this, but it would be like putting your phone in the touchpad area of this MacBook shell, or even putting in maybe I would do the iPad Pro. Actually, I'm actually gonna take that
iPad
back.
Pro
I'm gonna take that back now. Yes. The other one is showing an iPad being put into this shell of a MacBook as the screen.
God, you know that shell's gonna cost like
$600
or something.
No way.
Ridiculous.
It'll be like $1,000. It'll be so expensive.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
They'll make it more expensive by adding touch bar functionality that you will never use. I'm just kidding for people that use the touch bar.
Different colors and all kinds of sizes.
I'm just messing with you people that have the touch bar. I know there's people that love it. And there's people that also don't really like it that much. But anyways, this is again just a patent filing of what Apple's thinking. It doesn't mean they're actually going to do this, but this has been done before, and it has still yet to be successful by any other company. I think it's unnecessary right now because the whole idea of an iPhone is that is your computer now in your pocket.
Totally.
And quite honestly, I still don't see many people with iPad Pros in the wild. I'm like the rare bird.
Yeah, it's very rare to see an iPad out in the wild these days.
iPad Pro.
Like
iPad my 12.9 inch, like I just don't see it that much.
Yeah.
So, but I love it. I love it. Also, another patent that was recently revealed from our friends at Patently Apple. Apple invents a new safety measure for Apple Watch and iPhone that could and will, if implemented, shut off the messaging features in others while driving.
Oh, that's good.
This is so smart.
That's nice, yeah.
This should happen basically where it's a wearable, as a wearable device, as it detects the momentum, the speed, and is able to interpret this type of movement. We've seen this in motion trackers already being able to kind of detect how you move and at the rate of speed and it approximates what you're actually doing, whether you're walking or running, and also using the gyroscope of how that motion is detected, not just constant speed, but are you bouncing?
Yeah, my first thought was like this would just be a sensor you put somewhere in your car and then it gets in and
you could
talks
do that.
to your watch. But that's kind of cool too that it knows you're moving.
If it's built into the product, that would be nice. So
Yeah.
those are just 2 patents. Again, what Apple's thinking. We don't know if they're actually going to do this, but yes, there you go. All right, let's take a little break, and we like to keep the show alive, so we've got to give a shout out to our friends at Mara. Technology has changed the way we run. Thanks to smartphones now, even casual runners can map their routes, create pump-up playlists, and track their progress. However, taking advantage of all these technologies has meant stopping, right? You got to look at your phone. You've got to click something, which means you're losing your motion, your momentum, and pretty much it takes you out of your run. Now there's Mara, a hands-free running assistant that uses voice recognition and the microphone in your earbuds to help you optimize your runs.
You can tell her what kind of run you'd like to do, ask questions about your speed, pace, or location, or have her play albums and playlists from your music library. Mara can also tell you how you are doing in comparison to your past runs to warn you about changes in weather, like if it's about to rain or something. She'll even track your progress by noting all of your hot spots and rough legs each time you run. And you can reconnect Mara to Amazon Alexa-enabled devices and ask her about lifetime statistics and records you've set while you get ready for your next run.
So, my friends, visit Mara.ai to download your free virtual running assistant today. That is Mara.ai.
Yes.
I don't know if my mind was in a Friday place, but I almost laughed out loud when you said hot spots and rough legs.
Hot spots and rough legs, baby.
Oh, yeah. Nothing is hotter than that.
They put that in there just for us to read.
Pretty much, probably. All right, let's keep on rolling. Let's talk about all the announcements that just dropped this week. Apple took down the Apple Store. People are like, what's going on? There was even a hint that something might drop. Well, we saw the big bad product of the announcement really was the red iPhone 7. Now that is your showing right there.
Yes, sir.
That's a concept of what the phone should have looked like.
Oh.
Because that's a black front.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't that look good?
That looks cool.
But the actual red iPhone that Apple is using has a white front. It looks totally not that cool.
Huh.
But it is, I like the red iPhone, but right when I saw it, the first thing I said to myself is, dude, so you put this out 6-7 months after the announcement, after most people pretty much purchase their iPhone 7s.
Yeah.
And
why wouldn't it be part of a big
do it during the launch
push? Yeah.
In addition, yes, it is a product red device. Part of the proceeds go to research, right?
I thought it was 100%.
Is it 100%? 100% profit?
I thought what I read was that 100% of what they make from this phone goes to charity.
Dang.
So that's pretty awesome.
Fine.
Good Apple.
Good Apple. So it's a product red product. The iPhone red. I think it looks hot, but you know what? Everyone has said this. You're probably going to slap a case on it anyways.
Oh, for sure.
Is it going to really make a difference? I'll just get a red case. I put a Galaxy style case on my phone because I want a Galaxy print on my phone.
It does look cool. Red. Look at that.
That's the official. That's the unofficial CNET iPhone, quite honestly. When you look at it.
Yeah, I like that Scott Stein was doing a color comparison, and I think sriracha sauce was the closest.
How red is the red?
Yeah.
Because those pictures on the website don't reflect what it really looks like in real life.
Oh, yeah.
It never does. They just look so much more intense. The other announcements, right? The iPhone SE stays the same price, but it doubles its capacity to 32 and 128 gigs. Other smaller announcements, new six iPhone case colors for either the standard 4.7 or 5.5 inch. And then you've got these Apple Watch straps. All right, the colors are very, let me just put it this way, pastel-y, springy, country clubby / I would never wear any of them.
That's a bummer.
It's peaches and pinks and blues.
Pastels, though, right? They're
Pastel-ish, but not. Yeah, they're soft colors. Dude, if I'm the type of guy that wears khaki shorts that are above my knees and a nice polo, then maybe it would match it. But I was
no socks with your shoes?
No socks.
Yeah, with nice shoes,
yes.
No socks.
Yes, I might have a nice little beverage in my hand.
Yeah.
With a cool breeze on a hot day. Yeah, then that might be the demographic, not here.
You might have a sweater around your shoulder.
Tied around the neck.
Tied around your neck.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
Possible.
You have a little. What is it? The alligator? Is that Izod?
Yeah.
Shoot.
What is it? Someone in the chat room.
Come on, chat room. Tell us what's that?
The tigre?
No.
Polo?
Not polo. It's the crocodile.
I thought that was Le Tigre, no?
No, it's the crocodile.
I know.
Lacoste.
Lacoste.
Thank you.
There it is, yeah.
Thank you from Periscope. Oh, man. Mr.
There
Jack
it
Hall.
is, yeah. Everyone in YouTube's telling
Thank
us
you. Anyways, the Lacoste.
Real quick, I found that Sriracha iPhone Red picture just for everyone
for your
at
viewing
home.
pleasure.
You could see that, yeah.
I think
it's pretty close, right?
It's pretty good. I think also with this group of announcements, the most understated, and maybe people are wondering, like, what's so great? I actually think the best part of this announcement, at least to get the cheapest iPad possible you can find. Okay, follow along with me. Apple had the iPad Air 2. So what they did now is they replaced it, and it's had a starting retail price of $499. They have now replaced it with the iPad. They're just going to call it the iPad. But what really is going on here is they took the original iPad Air that was thicker in body, and they have brought that form factor. So it's a thicker iPad, which is now called the iPad, which used to be the iPad Air 2. It's their 9.7-inch iPad. The other things to keep in mind, it's bumped up with a faster A9 chip. Also, this doesn't include the fully laminated display with an anti-reflective coating, which was a thinner, that allowed the screen to be thinner, but also that anti-reflective coating is not on this model. But it still has all the other similar specs that you had before. 2048 by 1536 resolution, 8-megapixel rear eyesight camera, 1.2-megapixel front FaceTime camera. It only has 2 speakers, so it doesn't have the surround sound aspects of the Pro. That's a Pro thing. But it's $329 entry-level pricing,
I was just
going
to say, that is a good price. $329.
That is, from what I can tell and what I kind of roughly searched, that is the best price for a 9.7-inch tablet, period, that you're going to find on the market.
That's a brand new one.
It's a new one. It's
That's
running an
pretty awesome.
A9 processor. You know, the next gen ones, the Pros, whenever they do come out, which we hope will come later in April or whatnot, we'll have like the fastest 10x. But like it is an entry-level tablet.
Yeah, and that's with Wi-Fi and LTE. So if you get the Wi-Fi only, do they still do Wi-Fi only?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi only I thought is the 329.
That's probably the 329 one, right?
And then I even saw if you're education market, you can get this for $309.
Nice, $20 off.
Hey, $20, man. I mean, those kids want $100,000 in iTunes gift cards. That's actually pretty easy to get. Like Apple's like, sure, get out of here. We'll deactivate the codes once we give them to you. We'll just make you.
Oh yeah.
The funny thing
that
is,
would be smart if they did that.
Well,
That'd
here's the
awesome.
thing. Yeah, right.
Give them a bunch of like fake cards.
You know, those kids might be dumb enough to. Well, they'll either try to sell them on eBay, or if they started using them, that'd be really funny. Because then they'd be like, oh, Apple would be like, oh, hey, there's the hackers. We got you. Thanks.
Gotcha.
Thanks for your help. So that iPad is kind of the sleeper of it. I think the indicator to me is that, yeah, sure, you can poo-poo like Apple's not the cheapest company, but I think that they're trying to get a lot less. They still want to be a premium company, but they're not charging as much as they could, because even like the entry-level Apple Watch is
like two something.
Is it two? Oh, shoot, people
say
are gonna
like
kill me. 250, 250, 260. Like, quite honestly, right when it first came out, it was more expensive than that.
Yeah.
You have the AirPods at $159, and honestly, I think back in the day they could have probably gotten away with charging like $199 for them, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And then we have an iPad that's $329 entry level model. You know, we've also seen how, look, they're making lots of money. Tim Cook is like, we're gonna throw you like 5 or 6 different iPhone models, but the cheapest one is gonna be like $99 with a, you know.
There you go.
So with a contract, I know people aren't doing contracts really anymore, but $99 for an iPhone, where in the past it was like $300
totally
with a contract. They spread it out so you really don't see how much you're dropping in one point, but Apple's becoming a lot more price conscious, and I think that's helping them. I don't think this is going to spike the tablet market much, because the tablet market is dwindling. There's nothing that's going to change that.
It's flat. I mean, you know, a lot of people are discovering I don't need a tablet. They're a little difficult to like take around with you.
Oh, I'm that person that's not that person, but I know that everyone, you know, there's a lot of non-tablet people out there.
Totally. My kids are tablet people.
Hell yeah, all the kids. Another cool thing, they showed off their Clips social media app. I don't know how much I'm going to actually use this. Maybe I will. But it's basically a multimedia app that you can record video, integrate photos, have cool filters, graphics, emojis, chat bubbles, stuff like that. And then it'll allow you to post instantly to different social media platforms. I just think this is just Apple. Could either be extra software that you don't want on your phone that you could eventually delete, or it's a fun way for you to like post some stuff on Apple's platform.
Is it kind of like their version of Snapchat or something?
No, it's more like it's just a creative app that then you can post these little fun mini videos you make on it. It's not an iMovie. It's like a social media app.
Yeah, our director, CNET TV, was like, get ready to start producing these guys because, everyone's going to be making them. So we're probably going to be making them here at CNET too. So, we'll see how it works. Brian's like completely silent, like, what?
You know what? Even if someone told me that to my face, I didn't hear that memo. We're making real videos, like freaking the music video we dropped this week.
Oh, yeah, big time.
If you guys have to go on YouTube, check out the latest episode.
It?
Oh, it won't capture the spirit. You just can't. You just can't.
Gotcha.
But just check it out. It's our AirPods music video. If you know what we're talking about.
Oh, they know.
We're just having fun. Steven produced the damn thing. He's a master. He's amazing.
It's fun.
John Kim, one of our photog editors, shot the whole dang thing.
He's amazing.
Yeah. I was just responsible.
Did he edit it too?
Yeah, he edited it too.
It
was collaborative. All this stuff is collaborative. I had a small role to play too, so.
Find it on Google Music.
That's right. You put it up there. Let's jump on to the rest of the announcements that Apple put out there. Also, they released iTunes 12.6.
Oh!
Now, what makes this special? The result of this you won't see yet, but I don't know how many of you have had this problem. Many of you might not even know this exists or were wondering, like, what the hell just went on? When you rent a movie on one of Apple's devices, it doesn't show up on all your devices able to watch. So, for example, if I was, like, on my phone, and I did this two times, actually, because I forgot. I want to rent a movie. I'm on the road. I rent it on my iPhone, but I go to my iPad thinking I'm going to watch it on my iPad Pro on the plane. It doesn't show up.
Oh, no.
In fact, you would have to actually re-rent it to watch it on your iPad.
Oh, no.
So
that's a big no.
Oh, no, it's a no. That's bad.
Amazon is the exact opposite, man. Even if you're offline, sometimes I feel like it'll pick up the movie from where you left off, even if you're like not online somehow. I don't know how that works, but yeah, Amazon works great with that.
So I can rent a movie, watch part of it, and then it won't show up. It won't show up on my other device. That's what I'm saying. You could rent it, even if you rent it on the go. So iTunes 12.6 fixes that in conjunction when iOS 10.3 and tvOS 10.2 are rolled out officially. Right now, they're in beta. If you use the beta, it actually works. But when you rent a movie on one of those devices, it will now show up on all your devices to be able to watch instead of you having to repurchase it, which drove me crazy.
That sounds
nuts. Doesn't that sound idiotic almost? Like,
totally.
Right? But at least they have resolved this issue. So I'm going to say thank you like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years later.
I'm just happy that this guy is using Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle origin story to explain how this whole rental thing goes down.
Is that a documentary?
It's like, I don't know. It's on 9 to 5 Mac, but it's this turtle powered. I guess it's a documentary about how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were created. He's like, I'm so upset. I can't rent my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie.
Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, those guys, like, if you don't read comics or anything, you should see the original graphic novel, how dark and gory it was. It was illustrated in black and white. It was one of the first
original Turtles?
The original Ninja Turtles was a graphic novel. It was very gritty. It was all black and white.
I had no idea.
Yeah. It was very gritty, and it was awesome. Like, when I was first exposed to it, it was the children's cartoon.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And I'm like, this is awesome. And then when I grew up, like when I got to like high schoolish, I'm like, what's this? And I thought it was like the comic book. I was like, no, this is the original story.
That's great.
And I saw it. I was like, damn, this is tight. So they're so like, but they're still fun. Do you watch any of the Michael Bay movies?
No, not really.
I had to. I just much like I watched the Transformers ones. I had to watch the Michael Bay.
The
movies.
latest Ninja Turtle.
I was just like, I'm just gonna watch them. I'm just gonna watch these. All right, we have some other stories. They're not as important. So let's just jump to the phone calls because we want to hear you guys are a part of this show, the DNA in this show. So let's get to it. We've got some good ones.
All right, number one.
Hey, Beach and Tong, what's up? My name is Lucas. I'm from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I just wanted to kind of give you a quick reminder, Brian. I know you talk a lot about not wanting with the new iPhone 8 to get the 5.8-inch form factor because it is so much larger. But I mean, with the rumors that we've seen and that I know you've talked about, I don't know if you're just kind of forgetting that the 5.8-inch phone, the iPhone X, is actually going to be in the same form factor as the smaller iPhone, the 4.7-inch iPhone. And with the removed bezels, the smaller bezels, they're saying that that'll give you the increased screen size. So as far as the phone size, I don't think you'll have to worry about that because you can get all of the great, next-gen features that you want on the iPhone X, and you'll still be able to get it in the smaller iPhone size. So I love the show. I think you guys do a great job. Thanks for listening.
Cool.
You make an excellent point, my friend. I honestly didn't, because you know what, we see all these concepts and stuff, and I'm the type of person that I like seeing that stuff, but I won't believe it until it's official, right?
Yeah.
Like, we jump to a lot of conclusions, and when I look at my 4.7-inch phone right now, the diagonal extra space from the bezel, it might have to be maybe a skosh bigger, but you could probably squeeze out an inch more of screen space. Again, that is if they would have to completely get rid of the home button, though. And if that, it's all predicated on, will this new edition phone or iPhone X or iPhone 8 really not have a home button, a Touch ID button? Because look, Samsung tried for the past year to do that, and they weren't able to, and they had to put it on the rear of the phone. I'm not saying so in a way, I'm not saying that Apple can't do it. Maybe they've been working on it longer to try and figure it out. But it would actually kind of be a bigger deal if they have any type of fingerprint recognition on there without a home button, or if it just goes to that facial recognition to unlock your phone / use for mobile payments. I mean, there's a lot of different ways this thing can go. We're just going to have to find out what actually happens. So, that's why these are all rumors. Nothing is official. And until then, I love that point, though. Very, very, very good. All right?
Cool.
Next. So maybe these will fit in my skinny jeans. Damn.
It's possible.
That'd be beautiful.
Hey, this is Matt from Hopkins, Minnesota. Just calling about the Apple TV. I do have the most recent one, but only because I happen to have a $200 gift card from selling an old iPhone back to Apple. So otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I'm probably not going to upgrade unless I see better HomeKit integration, like better home controls through the Apple TV. Maybe like something like the Google Home or Alexa built into Apple TV. That would be really great. Otherwise, I would also like to see the ability to use a camera plugged into it. I use my Apple TV to do video calls. I AirPlay FaceTime, and my kid's grandmother, she's out in New York, and she likes to see the kids run around and play, and it's really great to have it up on the TV. And it'd be nice to just be able to plug a camera in, maybe an eyesight camera. So that's what it will take to get me to upgrade, other than, somebody throwing another $200 gift card at me.
That'll get you an upgrade.
Guys, have a great show. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll upgrade a lot of things if I get a $200 gift card.
Please.
No, this is a cool point. I don't want a bunch of things dangling off of my Apple TV, but you're clearly a user that is all in. And I love the idea of, throwing, the FaceTime to the big screen TV, but you're saying, oh, give me a little camera or something. What would have been cool is if Apple actually made that TV that all those analysts had talked about for years.
Oh, yeah.
That would have had a camera in it, but didn't happen. Like stuff like that.
True.
Honestly, seen what LG and Samsung and all them do, I don't think Apple wouldn't have been able to capture a large enough part of that market. When I really think about it, like, dude, look at what LG and Samsung and Sony have put out. You don't need an Apple TV to look like those TVs look amazing. Like, do you really need a fourth player? No, you don't.
Hell no.
You don't. So, very good call. We'll see how it all shakes out. I mean, we asked you about your Apple TV thoughts, and I like that. So,
cool.
Keep rolling.
Hey, this is John from Jefferson City, Missouri. And I was calling in regarding the AirPods. I've had the AirPods now for about 2 weeks, and I've been wearing them for around the office, around the home, and whatnot. And I wanted to remark and comment about how much they feel like they want to come out of your ear. They look great, they sound great, but I've always been concerned about losing them one. And recently I had a shirt on and my collar had hit the base of the earbud and knocked it out of my ear. And I was trying to look for it and happened to fall inside my shirt. So there's definitely a risk and a feel of being secured with the AirPods and having them fall out of your ear and occasionally fall out of your ear and try to find them. So hopefully when the iOS 10.3 comes around, that Find My AirPods will relieve some of that stress. But I just wanted to share that with everyone that, you know, it feels like they do come out of your ear and occasionally they will come out of your ear. And I can see where a lot of people can misplace them and lose the AirPods and whatnot. So I love the show. You guys keep up the good work. Talk to you later.
Okay, my man. First of all, I have a serious logistical question. How high do you pop your collar? Because he
Pops it
said
high.
he said it touched the AirPods go down like, okay, fine, maybe like an inch and a half. Like your collar has to be popped up like high. Are you wearing a Lacoste shirt? Are you doubling up the Lacoste shirts and popping the collar?
I wonder if he was like taking off his shirt, he's getting undressed, but he's leaving the AirPods on while he's getting undressed.
Pulled like he hit it when he pulled it up like that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm just saying like how high you pop your collar, man.
Because I feel like everyone who wears iPods, they just wear them all the time. Like I see people walking around with them in the office here, and they just have them on all the time. Like they never take them out. So maybe he's like getting ready for work in the morning with his AirPods on, and you know, coming home from work, taking off his jacket, whatever.
Well, he clearly does. You know, he said he loves the design, so I'm not going to debate that. I have my own thoughts on it. Watch our AirPods video. I do wear the. Oh, for the first time, I've got to tell you though. For the first time yesterday, I sat on the bus. Yes, I take the bus. I take public transit when I'm in San Francisco because I got to support. And it's easier. A dude sat next to me with AirPods. It's the first time I've ever seen two people sitting next to each other where they both had AirPods and they weren't Apple employees.
Wow, that's pretty.
That was in the wild. Still not a cultural phenomenon, just
Still
for the
not,
record.
yeah.
But yeah, the whole also the point that he says about they sometimes fall out of your ear, feel like they mine have never fallen out of my ears. It just depends on the shape of your ear if they're made for it or not. Quite honestly.
Yeah.
So that's one size either fits all, quote unquote, one size fits all or not. If they don't fit you the best, unfortunately, it's like you can't really do much about it.
You probably just have weird shaped ears. Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Jeez.
Ears are shaped
Get
weird.
some regular ears, man.
Seriously, man. Who made you? Who made you?
All right, next call.
Hey, what's up? Extra Crunchy. Love the show. My name is Anwar. I actually have two Apple TVs, and I'd like to see a 4K one that makes it easy to rent a 4K video. The other devices I have, like my Roku and the TV, smart TV setup stuff, it's really just not as intuitive with what comes with the Apple TV setup. I mean, granted, I'm in the ecosystem, whatever, but what they have going on is much easier to use. Be nice to know, like, if Captain America comes out in 4K, I can rent it in 4K and take advantage of this gigabit internet stuff that I'm already paying for. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.
Great point. I do want to say we kind of addressed maybe how the rental system will alleviate itself with the iTunes 12.6 issue. Of course, you know, you'll need a 4K TV that you have to invest in, and once Apple gets a 4K Apple TV, that will help too. But I do want to say one reason we know that Apple is aligned with Disney and ABC, right? They are in cahoots with each other. Now, when I went to cover Moana, I asked them, if you notice, right, 4K content, whether it's streaming or whether it's on hard physical media like a Blu-ray disc, that's, you know, the 4K Ultra stuff, Disney and Marvel and Star Wars, right, all those, and Pixar, they don't offer physical 4K discs. You'll have stuff like Sony Pictures does, Warner Brothers does, but not anything related to Disney, ABC, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel. And the reason being is when I did some coverage on Moana, I asked them, because they said, oh yeah, you know, Zootopia was our first movie in 4K HDR. Moana will be our second movie in 4K HDR. I'm like, oh, will they come out on Blu-ray? They're like, no, they won't. And I'm like, why not? And that studio in general, the whole kind of Walt Disney arm, they have yet to decide, how they want to stream it. Is it going to be on HDR10 or Dolby Vision, as well as they're just waiting for those two standards. For those who aren't familiar with kind of the HDR 4K standard, there's kind of two competing standards. TVs are now starting to support both, but which one do they decide to support? And so they're waiting for the market to decide themselves. And in a weird way, I wonder if that's some of Apple's influence saying, hey, just wait it out and then decide once one standard has kind of become the de facto. But you don't have to do it right now because you are the leading studio. Like, I'm still buying the Blu-rays. Again, I'm the guy that still buys the Blu-rays because I want the best image quality.
Yeah.
But a 4K disc doesn't exist for a single Disney, ABC, Marvel, Star Wars movie or stream yet. And that's why.
So there was the same battle happened years ago between Blu-ray and HD video, right?
What was it? HD DVD.
HD DVD.
Yep.
So, and Blu-ray won out, and now everyone went and bought Blu-rays. So yeah, and that makes sense. I mean, you would think that Apple would say we're gonna just decide and be the leader and like take the lead on this and just be like, this is what we're gonna do, and then hope that the rest of everyone follows them. But that's interesting that they're not even doing that.
And part of the reason why they're not is because they're not invested in any of the standards. Like some of these TV manufacturers, I don't want to say incorrectly. I mean, Dolby has partners and manufacturers that, they actually build these movies with calibration for the Dolby standard, right? HDR10 has a variety of other manufacturers that are behind it. Apple is not invested in either of these right now.
I see.
So that's why they're just letting it figure itself out.
They don't have an interest in
it. They don't. If there was money at stake, Apple would be like, boom, this is what we're going to do. So that's just a little tidbit of why they haven't jumped on board with 4K yet.
That's interesting. So I'm curious if they're even going to ever make a 4K video disc. Like, like streaming. Why would you these days? Downloads.
And Vudu's service has their own kind of 4K format or 4K format. Amazon and Netflix, certain shows are streaming in 4K.
Yeah.
So what it comes down to though is really like the bandwidth is still limited. Not everyone can really get access to 4K stuff. It's still way behind. How many people? What percentage of people have a 4K TV right now? Still not many.
Yeah.
Most people with 4K TVs are doing it for gaming, quite honestly.
And then you need also like very high bandwidth internet in your home.
Yep. So, you need to have huge bandwidth. So that's
now that I'm thinking about it more.
Well, no, but you pose the right question though. Yeah. Like when or will they? They may
kill it. I feel like CDs are dead. Like music CDs feel like they're dead.
Physical media is. Like I said, I'm the old school guy. That's like, I want the disc because I know I get the best fidelity audio and visual on there. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So that's why I do that. I don't even have a 4K TV yet.
Yeah,
but I will eventually.
We all will soon. As soon as the price goes down, we all will.
So that's a little insight on Captain America. I know it's kind of a tangent, but Captain America being a 4K streamed movie, probably not anytime soon. I could be wrong though, but probably not anytime soon.
Yeah. You have to wait for Captain America 6 or whatever is next. Yeah. Okay, next call. Last call.
Hi, my name's Josh from Ambler, Pennsylvania. With the last Apple announcement with the iPad, I guess they just call it the iPad now, 9.7-inch, which was disappointing for those of us who wanted to see new iPad Pros. I'm wondering what your thoughts are as to when we'll see refreshed iPad Pros and whether we'll actually ever see an iPad Pro Mini. Thanks so much for the great podcast.
Thanks for calling, man.
We got that question a lot, actually.
An iPad Mini Pro.
Yes.
The only reason. So one thing I forgot to mention earlier is the iPad Mini was actually replaced with a 128 gig capacity storage. So actually, the iPad Mini that is now the iPad Mini 4, I believe. I think it actually is $399. If I recall right.
That's competitive to the $329 price we saw earlier.
Yeah, I'll get a thicker iPad that's 9.7 inches, quite honestly.
Yeah.
But look, Tim Cook has shown us he's willing to fragment his product line and make all different types of sizes and form factors now. We've just seen that. So the fact that an iPad Mini Pro with pencil compatibility would work, I wouldn't put it past them. But if they're smart the whole idea is to create these different tiers where people will jump up. I don't know. We'll see. It wouldn't surprise me if they did it, but right now their Pro line, look, okay, how about let's think about this. If all rumors are expected, if you had an iPad mini Pro, this is what the iPad lineup would look like moving forward. You'd have an iPad mini, an iPad mini Pro, an iPad Pro 9.7 inch, a rumored iPad Pro 10.5 inch, and a rumored iPad Pro 12.9 inch for a market that is yet to is declining, has yet to show any growth over like at least the past 6 or 7 quarters. I think it might be even 8. I mean, it's pretty bleak. So to do that just wouldn't make sense. But we'll see. A lot of people have also asked, what about iMacs? What about Mac Minis? We don't know. I mean, hopefully, look, they did this kind of small product announcement. I would hope that lends us to still see something in the spring, maybe a late April, May for iPad Pros, and then maybe something on the Mac side. But there have really been no rumblings whatsoever that we're seeing, like not even a single trickle of info that any new Macs from any rumor are coming out anytime soon, which is disheartening.
It's leaving a lot of people bummed out.
The only nugget of information that Tim Cook gave at the last earnings report was that he said that Apple is not ignoring the Pro market. And just because they're investing their resources in other things doesn't mean that they're still not taking care of those other products. For the record, Mac Pro it's almost 3.5 years now. They haven't updated it.
Wow.
Yowzes.
Hey, backtracking on the video standard stuff we're talking about. Some people in the chat room have some information.
Oh, good. Yeah, throw it out there, please.
The Wild, his name is The Wild. Let me see if I can find it. There's already a 4K disc standard called 4K Blu-ray. Do you know about that?
Well,
I've never seen it before.
Keep going, please. Yes.
4K Blu-ray. It even supports HDR, and there are plenty of movies on the format.
Yeah, that's like the stuff that's Warner Brothers.
I'm not going to read the last thing he wrote.
Was it about me? Is it about me?
No.
Oh, fine.
It's about both of us.
Oh, come on.
And then another guy, Thex Borg, says some countries are already broadcasting on 4K right now. So we're way behind here.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, look, in Japan, okay,
Japan's
even in
so far ahead, yeah.
Korea has phones that have TV antennas in it. You can get over-the-air broadcasts on your phone, okay? Dude, Japan...
That's awesome.
Japan, you could use your phone as a wallet. When I visited there in 2005,
crazy.
What we have, a fingerprint authentication mobile payment system, existed even before then. But when I visited in 2005 to cover a story about that, that's how behind we are, man. We are so behind.
Our internet's really slow here, too, by the way.
That's true. I mean, we're an old school,
We're old school.
The whole internet infrastructure, though, not only is it really expensive, but a lot of these companies that were behind, they were able to leapfrog because they could put in all the new stuff.
Totally.
Right? So there you go. All right. That's our last call for the day.
Someone saying, Thex Borg is saying that in Japan they broadcast in 8K. I don't know if that's true, but I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. Some rich guy has it, probably. I really don't know that for a fact. All right, before we leave, everybody, just one more thing. Mara pronounced like Stara. That was actually the notes on the piece of paper. I shouldn't have said that out loud. Thanks again to Mara for sponsoring today's episode. Mara is hands-free virtual running assistant that uses cutting-edge voice recognition to help coach you to better runs. Play music, get updates on your location, pace, or the weather, and compare your current speed with past runs without ever stopping to look at your phone. Because using your earbuds, Mara can hear your commands and put them into action. So download your new running partner for free at mara.ai. That is going to do it for this week's episode. It's always quite honestly, I know that I'm traveling, but it's always the best one in the same room.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing can beat that.
Yeah.
Nothing can beat that. So thanks again, all the Apple Biters. Again, if you guys want to call, be a part of our show, guys and gals, let's throw it out there to the ladies. 1-800-616-2638 is where to go. And we will see you all next week. Take care. Be safe. Peace.
Yes.